Good morning. Welcome to my channel. My name is Lynn. If you are a returning viewer, thank you for returning. And if you are a new viewer, welcome. I do all kind of different crafts, but mainly I focus on knit and crochet. Now, this is a take two. I just recorded the entire video without my microphone, and it is a little cheap microphone from Amazon that I bought when I first started the channel, which has not been that long. I think I've only been on March, so we're looking at 6 months. But I didn't want to spend a whole lot of money on this yet, so I just bought this little thing on Amazon. But after reviewing my video that I just got finished filming, with no microphone, I think it makes a big difference, especially if you are using it on a TV. Now, I watch my videos, and it's not because I like watching myself. I'm not that person. I have to watch myself for editing purposes. So I watch it on my phone, I watch it on my laptop, and I watch it on my TV. Granted, it's not, I don't watch the whole thing. It's just to see how the sound sounds, how the video quality looks, because I want to bring as much as I can to this community without too many technical mistakes, right? So, take two. All right, take two encompasses everything that I just covered that y'all have no clue what I'm talking about. Now, the lighting situation is a little weird. Hurricane Helen, which at least in take two, you can skip the fact that I did, oh, hold on. I did some looking on my phone, so I won't have to do all that. That's a plus. Because I've told y'all before, I don't like looking on my phone. I will, but I just don't like to when I'm filming. And if you see some weird light reflections, it is because of Hurricane Helen that's trying to move in. Well, right now, when I'm filming this, because I needed to film it early, it is Hurricane Helen is like, or Helene, it's Helene. So to me, I'm used to saying Helen, but certain may put the accent on the E too. So anyway, it's storming, it's rainy, you could probably hear it, especially with the microphone. Or it might, the microphone might cancel it out, that background noise. I know I heard it without the microphone. Could you hear that? I didn't want to leave too much dead air. But anyway, with that storm moving in, I don't have any natural light to speak of. So I'm having to use ring lights and reflections and soft light and light box kind of stuff. Now I don't have any light boxes. I'm kind of creating my own with little tricks that I've learned over the years, photographing things. But anyway, my greenhouse is so loving this. I'm telling y'all, bear with me. I'm going to get to the yarn, but I do want to share this. My greenhouse is, I lost the top of it. I've told y'all that. The plastic came off and I ripped the rest of it off. So when it rains, my plants just, they love it. I see such a growth and quality difference in my plants after a good rain versus when I water myself. Now, I have well water because I live in Timbuktu and we're going to keep it at Timbuktu to be YouTube appropriate. But I live in the boonies, and so I do have I do have a well, which I love because my well water, let me tell you, better than anything you can get originally in this bottle. Now, I do reuse my bottles because I like the convenience of it. Hmm. And I've not found anything that I can stick in the freezer because I freeze my water so that I have ice cold water all day. And I've not found anything that I can freeze that is not a plastic bottle without it breaking. Now these do break and they wear down and over time, but I love being able to reuse them. But anyway, my plants love my well water, yes. And they do thrive better than a city garden would because I don't have all the additives and, I have natural minerals in my water from the well, but it tastes so good. And my plants like it. But there's nothing that will beat rainwater. And when we built my greenhouse last year, my two sons, me and my daughter-in-law, were all working together to get a rain catchment system put up. And I have 55-gallon drums, the blue food safe drums. And then we had them all connected with PVC piping. Well, we got all that done. It was elevated. It was about, the bottom of it was about at my eye line. So it's about, I'm 5'6.5". Yes, my husband teased me because he teases me because I add that ½ inch in there. Well, I'm sorry. After all the surgeries that my legs went through, I lost almost 2.5 inches. Ooh, I hit a boo-boo. Um, but I used to be 5'9", and my husband, he teases me mercilessly. He says that there's no way I shrank that much. Well, when you get bone removed out of each of your legs, yeah, you're gonna shrink. I had pizza wedges removed from my bones in my teenage years to correct my knock knees, because when I was young, my knees hit like that as I walk, and my ACLs and PCLs are gone because of that, but the ligaments, and so my knees, I have horrible knees. That's why I have to try to keep my weight down, because my knees, every orthopedic person I've ever met is amazed that I can walk. And for a few years, I wasn't walking. I was in a wheelchair. I had let the pain and the fatigue, all get upper hand with me, and I gave up. I didn't give up, but I got tired of fighting through the pain day in, day out walking. So I primarily used my wheelchair. I still have to use it sometimes. I haven't had to use it in a couple years, thankfully. But I thought I was getting to that point, and that's why I had to lose that weight, because my knees were suffering so stupid bad. And I know people around me are like, you weren't that big. Well, when you're normally 134 and you jump up to 175, that is a significant amount. Now, no, I didn't jump to that weight all at once. It was over time after I quit smoking, but after a few years of that weight, it was taking such a toll on my already compromised knees that I had to get rid of it. And thankfully, I am back down to where I need to be, to where my knees are, they still hurt, and I could cry some days, they hurt so bad, because I can't take painkillers. My body won't tolerate them. So the only relief I get is Tylenol, Motrin, and they don't help. But anyway, that was a long tangent. sorry, about height, because I went from 5'9" to 5'6.5", which that ties back into my rain catchment system. I'm normally not this bad, and my first video was not this bad, and I do apologize. This is the problem with doing 2 takes on a video. But anyway, the rain catchment system had to be so high elevated so that it would gravity feed into my greenhouse. Well, I noticed a leak in one of the rain barrel attachments that led to the PVC, so we got some Flex Seal and, did that, and it stopped the leak, or so I thought. The next day I went out. Wow, it is really coming down out there. Wow, sorry, I got so sidetracked. I have a leak that I'm worried about, so I might have to pause the video to do that. But anyway, the next day I came out and I seen a leak. Well, I thought maybe, I don't know what I was thinking. It was totally my fault. I went to move the to try to tighten the, I think they call them bung holes attachment or bung hole adapters or something, and I went to go tighten it. Well, that made the leak so much worse. I mean, it was shooting out. And after about 2 minutes, I sent a picture to my son, and I was like, "Oh no, look at this!" And then by the time I was putting my phone back in my pocket, the whole attachment little piece come out of that, and water started pouring out. And as I watched, and I didn't even try to catch it because this is 5 55-gallon barrels full of water, just fell completely over to the side. Now, I did get lucky. It fell to the side of my greenhouse instead of toward my greenhouse. So, seeing how my plants really loved the rainwater, I'm definitely going to redo this year. I might go ahead and build it in the winter and not put the rain catchment part up yet. I don't know, because I don't want it to freeze. I could insulate it and then do my rain catchment. I don't know. I'll have to think on that. Definitely have to think on that. But anyway, it makes me want to do it because I see how well the plants and everything in my greenhouse flourishes with this natural rain, with the natural water. Because I will be putting a roof back up on my greenhouse, but this time it's not going to be plastic. It will be glasses. Glasses. I bought some old windows that I'm going to reuse and make the roof of my greenhouse. So it won't be dome shaped, or it won't be, dome shaped, tunnel shaped anymore. It will have a definitive, A-frame type situation going on, or regular roof line. But it will be glass roof, glass walls. And most of those will be able to be opened so that I can let the natural air flow through, because I think the problem this time, the reason why last summer I didn't have this problem with my plastic. This summer I did, but it got so stupid hot because I had closed in the end of my greenhouse with the plastic, so it was keeping that heat in. Now, I'm sorry, we're going to the yarn. It has been a busy couple days. Now, I did want to have more done, but since I had to go ahead and film early, since this weekend's going to be stupid crazy, on my last makes video, or it might have been the yarn haul video from Arcane Fiberworks. Oh, by the way, Arcane Fiberworks. That was the yarn haul video that I showed you last Thursday. Okay. Or this past Thursday. I spelled the name wrong. It's Arcane, Arcane, but fiber is Fibre instead of Fiber. So I did ER and it's supposed to be reversed. It's supposed to be RE. If y'all know how I can edit a already uploaded video that I've already published to where I could correct my typo in my line, I would love that. I would appreciate it so much because I don't want to re-upload it, but I don't want to keep it because I don't want to misrepresent that company because I really loved that fiber. I loved. Now I did cake up the turquoise treasures, but I haven't started my socks yet for that one because I've been so busy doing this other stuff, and then I have this weekend that I mentioned on that video. I believe it was on that video. My niece, my nephew-in-law, and my great-nephew are moving in down the street with my son. They're coming over here to South Carolina again. I love having family close. I can't reiterate that family is everything to me. You know, family is life. We don't get to pick our family, but I fully believe that I know that was a lot of dead air because I didn't want to misrepresent what I was about to say. Um, yes, every family has difficult family members, and I still love mine. Do I get together with mine? No, um, because life is too short to welcome intended made intentionally made drama. Um, Now, if my family members are going through a hard time, I'm there. You know, I want them to know that they have my support. But if you are being drama queens and inviting and living off and feeding off drama every day of your life, I'm 51 years old. I don't need all that. So I don't have a whole lot to do with family members that do such things like that. But my niece and my great nephew and my nephew-in-law, it'll be nice to have them back around on a constant basis. You know, so I'm really excited. Them moving in down there will have its adjustment periods, and you know, we're all involved. But I think it's going to be a positive thing for both households. I really do. But with all that going on this weekend, I knew I needed to go ahead and get this filmed, and that's why I'm filming on such a rough day. But I did get 3 of these market bags completed. Now I am working on one more, but I haven't got there. I haven't finished it yet because I did want to go ahead and get this filmed. Now this is the one that I was showing you on my last makes video, my finished makes. It is Lily Sugar and Cream on the multicolor. That's over the rainbow, and I'm in love with this color. This is the first time I've used over the rainbow, but I'm in love with it. It's just so beautiful. And the pink is the Made in America yarns. I believe it's hot pink. It doesn't look like a hot pink to me, but it is a perfect dupe for the Lily Sugar, the pink in the Lily Sugar and Cream over the rainbow. And I'm hoping that I can pick that up a little bit with the different. I have different color lights everywhere, so hopefully it's coming across pretty good. But I love it. I love this combo. Um, Now, on that finished make video, I asked for y'all's opinions on variegated. Okay, that's not going to stay up. Variegated and solid. You know, whether to do the multicolor strap and border and solid mesh, or multicolored mesh and solid straps and border. And y'all did not disappoint me. I got to say, y'all are awesome. And I really appreciate the interaction that you're giving me to give me feedback, because while I'm sitting here talking to a camera, I think mentally I'm talking to you. So it's really, really refreshing to have that interaction come back at me. Yes, it's not at the same moment that I'm doing this, but I have actually thought about doing a live. I'm kind of nervous about that because I don't want it to flop. And yes, even at my age, I get nervous, but I don't know. I really appreciate your feedback. So I got a lot of good feedback, some that I didn't even think of. Now, I had shown y'all this and I completed it, but that's what spurred the request for information or feedback on what, y'all thought about the two-tone or, yeah, two-tone mesh bags. And after making them, I'm digging them a lot. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the ones that are all one color or one multicolor, There's nothing wrong with them. But I do like the look of the variegated or the multicolor plus solids. Now, I was working on this bag when I made the Arcane Fiberworks video, and I told y'all that this teal, now this is Lily, both of these are Lily Sugar and Cream. The teal was rubbing off on my fingers, and I've never ever had that happen with Lily Sugar and Cream. So I was really shocked. But I will set these colors. So just a pre-warning, if you do use the teal, um, you'll either need to color set it with vinegar, salt, and water. I mean Epsom salt. A combination of vinegar and water and Epsom salt. Or if you are keeping it for yourself, or you don't mind a little lost color, just use a color catcher in your washing machine. I don't want to lose any of the vibrant color, so I will set these because I don't want to lose that beautiful color. Now this is teal, and this is Coral Seas Ombre, and I love it. Now here's where y'all's recommendations came in. I had opinions both ways for both kinds. And I also had a thing that says, it just depends on what your customers want. And you're right, it does. So I decided to make both versions. I'm just going to reverse, I'm going to reverse them. So what one color has the solid handle and trim, and the other has the solid mesh. But I'm totally out. As a customer, I would choose both of these only because I like both of them equally. I don't have one that I prefer. So I'm going to offer both of those options on my website only because I'm not, my website isn't, yes, I do hope to make money off of it, but it's more to sell the things that I love to make, right? Because I love to make things. I love to create new things, yes, but I also love to make things I already know, like these. Um, they are, how I was talking about my weight a little bit earlier? Well, when I quit smoking, I did gain weight. Well, I'm not shocked that I gained weight because food tastes so much crazy better now that I quit smoking. And I say now, but I quit 8 years ago. But when I quit smoking, I've always eaten like a bird because one of the things that about these legs that unfortunately have been so horrible all my life. Um, multiple doctors that are shocked that I can walk actually have told me several times, several different doctors, it's a good thing that you're thin because, that takes the strain off your knees. Well, I found that out when I quit smoking and I gained all that weight, which I didn't gain it all at once. Like I said, I've gained it 5 pounds here, 10 pounds there, to where it did equal up to where I was about 50 pounds over my smoking self. Anyway, um, well, 40 to 50 pounds, it fluctuated. But anyway, uh, I noticed that when I did quit smoking, I loved food so much because some people have something that with their hands that they need to keep something in their hands. They don't necessarily need to keep their hands busy. They just need to hold something like you do hold a cigarette. That's not me. My hands need to stay busy, but I think that's more to work off any energy that's built up within myself. And with me, with quitting smoking, I knew it was an oral thing because when I quit smoking, I ate a lot of Dum Dums just to have something in my mouth. Now I don't really eat Dum Dums. For one, it destroyed my teeth. These are crowns now, but let me tell you, I broke so many teeth. I'm not even going to lie. Now, my bottom are my natural teeth, and they have been not horribly, they have had to be fixed because I ate so many Dum Dums, I was just cracking the crap out of them. But anyway, um, so by making these bags, I'm keeping my weight down because keeping my hands busy doesn't let me put food in my face, right? It's been an integral part of me losing weight, but and I'm glad that I'm back down to my normal weight. Um, I just have to be careful that I don't let myself get back, on that slow rise to gaining it back because uh, I don't want to end back up in my wheelchair. And I still have my wheelchair. I keep it. I have my walker. Um, I don't want to have to rely on them anymore. So anyway, the website does all of these things, and it gives me stuff that I can make for one, for content, but two, I can sell these and buy more yarn. And I really, really want to explore different types of yarn. Right now, I'm on a cotton kick because cotton is my favorite, hands down. Well, okay, let me rephrase that. Sock yarn and cotton yarn. Those are my two. Those are my two favorites. I do worsted weight. I do acrylic. Um, well, I do worsted weight in cotton, and I do DK weight, and I do fingering weight in cotton. So I do all of those in cotton. And I do worsted cotton. I mean worsted um, acrylic. But I want to explore different, like when manufacturers come out with different yarn, I would love to just go buy it up and experiment with it for y'all to kind of give y'all reviews and say, look, this is really awesome and this has really been a lot of hype, but it might not live up to it, or just the exact opposite. This is worth all the hype. Now, this back here, I did go for the hype because everybody was buying them, and I don't regret buying them because I did get them for like 25 bucks, and it's 1,000 yards. So I don't mind spending 25 bucks on 1,000 yards, but it's bulky. And I don't use bulky as a norm. And I haven't dived into them yet. That's why they're my beautiful backdrop. My two things are rainbows and blue and purples. This has no blue in it, but it has purple. It's all purple. It's purple delight. But I'm not going to dive into those because I am in South Carolina. It's the South. That probably won't get touched until January because I do plan on making blankets with them. But it's too hot up until then, you know? I mean, yes, I keep my house at about 65 degrees, much to my husband's dismay. I try to keep my house to 65 degrees, but it's still it's still too hot to work with that because the humidity is so high. It's just redonkulous. But anyway, so I forgot why I started that conversation. Oh, because of the website. So I want to get all of these options on the website for two reasons. One, to give customers a choice, but the biggest thing is I love making these things. They're so much fun. Now, if you haven't followed me or you're just now new coming to my channel, this is a Stephanie Zed free tutorial for a mesh market bag. I will link that down below. It is by far my most favorite market bag pattern, and I've tried several. I've tried knit and crochet, but this crochet bag is my favorite, and I love all the different variations that I'm making of it. Now, Stephanie has two different kind of numbers that you can do. Like these are you do 6 rows of 20. You cast on 21 stitches, and you cast on. Listen to me. My knitting and my crochet are mixing in my head. You chain 21 stitches for this size, and then you do 32 rows of mesh. But she's also got a bigger version that you chain 31 and you do 40 rows. So I've done both, and I primarily have the smaller size, but I'm thinking I might combine the two, or I might meet in the middle, because these hold about 12 4-ounce balls of the Lily Sugar and Cream. The large one holds about 28. So it's more than double the size. So I could chop it in half and do, so 21 on one and 31 on the other. So I could do 5. So instead of chaining 21, I could chain 26. And then I do 32 rows on this one and 40 on the other one. So that's 8. So I could go 36. So I could do one with 26 chains and 36 rows of mesh and have like a regular, medium, and then an extra large. That's a good idea. I think I'm going to do that. Okay, I'm going to write it down. Sorry. All right, 26 26 chains. I kept saying single crochet, and 36 mesh rows. So we're going to do that. And I see, this just opens up so many possibilities. Not only to having both options and they're just reversed, but adding a third size bag. Oh, y'all, I'm going to be in heaven making all these things. Now I just need to get the traffic to my website, because I was telling my daughter-in-law yesterday, if I could, because we went grocery shopping. Lord, did we go grocery shopping. We spent way too much money on groceries, but I don't get political and don't get religious on my channel. But I'm just going to say you right here, right now, I'm scared to do another 4 years of this economy, because I had, hold on. This is just real talk. This is not me pulling for one side or the other, because I don't believe in doing that in a public platform. Others do, so be it for them. But I bought 2 5-gallon or 2 5-quart things of oil, which were 20 a piece. So that's $40. That's a lot. 3 things of Mountain Dew for my husband. That was about 30, so that's $70. I spent on 3 bags of groceries, not counting those 5 big things for the 5 money big things, but they wasn't in bags either. So I bought 3 bags worth of groceries, which was only a few items, and it was $120 on top of that 70. So I spent $194 for 3 bags worth, and oil for my husband's truck and Mountain Dews for my husband. That is atrocious. It's mind blowing how bad things have skyrocketed. I didn't mean to get off on that tangent, but that shopping trip, just every shopping trip stresses me out anymore because of how expensive everything's gotten. Um, we have to have our car, so we have to have oil. No, my husband doesn't have to have soft drinks. He doesn't have to have the Mountain Dews, which I drink a Mountain Dew in the morning. I drink 1 Mountain Dew a day, and that's in the morning. But you shouldn't have to go by and worry about how much money you spend at the grocery store. Which, now we went to Walmart, but you know what I mean. Um, just for essential stuff. But I don't even know where that went. Why was I going there? Oh, okay. My daughter-in-law. See, my brain gets off on tangents because I'll say one thing and then say, "Oh yeah, wait, let me say this before I forget," and then I forget what I was originally talking about. On the way home from that atrociously expensive shopping trip to buy food for our tummies, I was telling her, I wish I could just make this stuff and that be it. Someone else could do my marketing, do my video, because I'm doing TikToks and Instagram reels and stuff like that, and editing those. Now, my son edits my YouTube videos for me because he's just awesome like that. But I told him I didn't want him to have to take on more editing. And plus, I can do a quick little TikTok video. Now, granted, I do like 5 or 6 1-minute clips, and I condense them down to on average, 3 to 7 second clips, and then, edit them all together. So, on that thought, if you know of something better than CapCut for me to edit on my phone, the little things and I have an Android if that's pertinent information, but if you know of a better way, just let me know, because I'm wanting to streamline this stuff because I don't like that part. And my website is suffering because I don't like it. So, if you have any better marketing ideas to where I can get my website out there, because I really need to get some of this stuff gone, especially with all these brand new ideas I have come into my head, I would appreciate it. Now, these I did 4 rows for my strap, but I accidentally, on this autumn, oh, and by the way, I'm really, really enjoying the autumn leaves color when I paired it with this black. I wasn't a fan of it by itself with the whole mesh bag and straps and border in one color with this particular color, but it has grown on me, and I still have not woven in that yet. I'm going to do that right now while we're talking because, wait, where's my, oh. because I will forget. I will. Now, I keep the things that I have not photographed and put on my site, I keep them separate from my my big rack over there that I keep all my finished items on that I have on the website. But if I accidentally put this over there with not having woven in this end, I will be so stupid mad at myself. So I'm going to do that while we talk, and I apologize for this profusely. So anyway, I accidentally did 5 rows on one of these straps, and then I had to go add a 5th row on the other strap. But I was going for doing and let me tell you, black yarn with not so much light is not fun, but it'll be all right. Y'all know I'm half blind anyway, especially with these cataracts, because the kind of cataracts I have, because I can't have normal cataracts that start in the middle. Nope, I'm not wired that way. Apparently, I can't be normal. Mine it's growing from the outside in. So low light situations to where my pupils have to really expand, it makes it very difficult because the cataracts are now in the way and everything gets a little fuzzy and blurry. And so I'm not digging this black at all in this low light situation, but it's all right. It only took a few, I, did my back and forth 3 times so that I'm in different directions so that it will not work itself out. And I have to remember to grab that little bitty piece of black yarn and throw it away, because my arachnophobic self will think it's a speeder or spider in some people's world, but it's a speeder in mine because I don't even like to say the word. So I say speeder. I think it's one of them on my desk and I will freak out. But anyway, I think I like the bigger version of the strap. Now, since this is take 2, make sure that's not anybody with an emergency. Hold tight. Oh, Joanne's. Thank you for being our friend. Here's an extra 25% off. Lord, I don't need any more coupons. I'm not going to deny them. But anyway, so I will show you, since this is take 2, I did realize something, and I'm showing y'all this so you get the condensed version and you don't have to go with the long version that I did a second ago. Why did that? It opened up the Joanne's app, and I don't know why. But anyway, I think I like what do y'all think? I could really use opinions on this too. I like the thicker strap, but I would love for y'all's opinions on that. Um, Hold on. I'm going to try to get this to where they're separate. There we go. So it just looks sturdier, doesn't it? Now you could tell more on the teal because it's solid like the black, but I think it looks sturdier. I mean, yes, in order to do that, I would have to take more time. These already take me a minute. And I would have to take more yarn, but that's okay. I wouldn't change my prices grossly on that. I mean, because it's just an extra. Well, the ones I'm selling now on the website have 3 rows. These have 4. And then the autumn leaves one has 5. Hmm. Hmm. Huh. Nah. And I think I don't know about my prices yet because I haven't had enough traffic on my site to give me that feedback. I don't want to be out of reach for people, but I researched Etsy all over the place before coming up with these prices. So I know they move at these prices. I just don't know. I don't know. They're higher than I would sell them at a market or anything. But at a market, I only have one booth rent. Now, on a website, I have percentages of the sales going to the credit card company, and then I have the hosting site. I have my domain. I have those other expenses that I have to worry about. But I probably could come down a little. I just don't want to cheat myself. Originally, I had said, and I have sold things at yarn cost, what the yarn cost me, so that I could just replace it. And everybody told me I was crazy, that that was too low. But in order to get some of this stuff gone, I could use yarn cost and then a small percentage of all the other costs attached to each product, maybe. I don't know. What do y'all think? So I am running way long on this. Way longer than my last one, but I got off on a tangent or two. So I did. I was thinking about just doing this on another video, but I'm not gonna do that, y'all. Um, if you've hung around this long, thank you. I really appreciate it. I do apologize for it going on so much. But the other thing I worked on, I got out my little 22 needle Centro and made some ear warmers because I have to get ready for wintertime on my website. Now, yes, I don't wear ear warmers, but normally, because for one, I keep my hair down because these big old ears, I keep my hair down. So in the wintertime, my ears don't really get that cold. But I thought they would. I loved making them. These are just so fun. Now there's no pattern. Um, I did have to work out how many rows I did. So on these, I ended up doing like 90 rows, and then sewing them together. The first one I made. Now this yarn is that big twist living that I did from Joann's, and this is the charcoal variegated. I'm gonna show y'all both sides of them. Hold on. Wait a minute. So I put one on that and it stretched it out, and the other didn't. So anyway, this one right here, this one in the middle, is 100 rows, and these two are 90. So that's the front of them, and then this is the back. Oops. Now, after doing these on my Centro 22 pin, I think I'm going to enjoy. I did order. Now, both of my Centros came from Temu back months and months ago. And I did decide to keep my big one because I didn't realize that it had such a steep learning curve. But hey, it worked out well because I already knew what to do with the Centro 48 pin. So when I got to the 22 pin to do these, it was no big deal. So I did those, and then I did this coral in Big Twist. Now, I think this one is precious. Now, my niece might fight me over this one because she loves the corally look right now. Now, is that not beautiful? I love this so much. This is, I think this one was Big Twist of Value. I made a baby blanket with it not long ago, and I'm sorry if this foam, me putting these things on this foam, is way loud. Because I do have the microphone, it might be filtering that out. But see, this is what made me want to get the bigger Centro, Now, I have the 48 pin and I have the 22 pin. The 48 pin, I think, was like $24, $26 on Temu. And then the 22 pin was $12. So I Googled Centro to see if they had anything in between these two sizes. And they have, oh, this is Red Heart Super Saver in black. But what made me think about doing the bigger one is because the Red Heart came out a little wider, and I was like, ooh, I might need to get a middle size for those who want something wider, because these right here with 22 pins, now you can even see, even within the Big Twist line, and they're both worsted weight. I think the Big Twist Living is worsted. Yes, it is a medium 4-weight. So they're both, they're one's a little bigger, you know. The coral looks a little bigger. And the Red Heart Super Saver is bigger. So it can range anywhere from probably 3 inches, just shy of 3 inches, to maybe almost 3.5 inches. So I was like, I want something a little bigger. So I Googled, and Centro makes a 40 pin. Well, I went looking around to see who carried the Centro 40 pin, and Amazon had it, but it was like $39 to $45. And I'm like, that's crazy. When I had already gotten months ago these things from Temu. So off to Temu I went. And they had one, a 40 pin, for $18. Now they did have some that were more expensive for the 40 pin, but you know, it just all depends on which seller on Temu that you can find. I didn't think to check AliExpress, but I don't know AliExpress. I know Temu. And it's so funny because the ones selling on Amazon and the ones selling on Temu are exactly the same. The same manufacturer, because it's a copyrighted, it's a patented brand. So it's the same exact thing. And I have not noticed any bad quality on my 2 existing Centros. So I want to get the 40 pin in. And yes, it might take a little bit longer to get than I would from Amazon, but that's okay. I don't mind waiting a little bit, because I'll make a lot more of these in the meantime. So I will have choices on my website for people who want just a smaller ear warmer, or they want a bigger, bulkier ear warmer. And I'm really, how cute is that? I have the black in the Big Twist too, so I think I'm going to, and hey, this thing without my wig came in handy. But, so I'm glad my son bought me 2. I was thinking, why would he buy me 2? But this way I can have one with the wig and one without. But, crap, I forgot my thought. This is what happens when you film the same video twice. And the yawn is not because I'm tired. It's because it's so dreary and yucky outside. But it's gloriously dreary because, one, I can stay inside and not feel really bad about not getting off my my recliner and doing anything outside. And I can do all my pretty little makes and get busy with that. I do want to get, there's a project that I want to start. And I don't know if, because of everything going on this weekend, I don't know if I can do that. We'll see. I wanted to get started on it today, but since I had to redo this, I don't think it's going to happen. But with that, I'm going to wish y'all a great afternoon. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, the rest of your morning, whenever you're watching this. Enjoy what you're able to do, and enjoy who you're with the best you can. Across the board, I hope you have a good one. and I hope you enjoy yourself doing whatever you choose to do. All right. I will see y'all later. Bye.